Welcome to our continuing series, Questions and Answers from the works of Sri Aurobindo and the Mother. Today's subject is Tapasya, Part 7, from Sri Aurobindo. All yoga is tapasya, and all siddhi of yoga is accomplishment of Godhead, either by identity or by relation with the Divine Being, in its principles or its personality or in both, or simultaneously by identity and relation. If a divine consciousness and force descended, and through the personality we call Buddha did a great work for the world, then Buddha can be called an avatar. The tapasya and arriving at knowledge are only an incident of the manifestation. I spoke of a strong central and, if possible, complete faith, because your attitude seemed to be that you only cared for the full response, that is, realization, the presence, regarding all else as quite unsatisfactory. And your prayer was not bringing you that. But prayer by itself does not usually bring that at once. Only if there is a burning faith at the center, or a complete faith in all the parts of the being. That does not mean that those whose faith is not so strong or surrender complete cannot arrive, but usually they have to go at first by small steps and to face the difficulties of their nature until, by perseverance or tapasya, they make a sufficient opening. Your dream of the sea was a perfectly true one. In the end, the storm and swell do not prevent the arrival of the state of grace in the sadhak, and with it the arrival of the grace itself. That, I suppose, is what something in you is always asking for, the supra-rational miracle of grace. Something that is impatient of the demand for tapasya and self-perfection and long labor. Well, it can come. It has come to several here after years upon years of blank failure and difficulty or terrible internal struggles. But it comes usually in that way, as opposed to a slowly developing grace, after much difficulty, and not at once. If you go on asking for it in spite of the apparent failure of response, it is sure to come. No sadhak can reach the supermind by his own efforts, and the effort to do it by personal tapasya has been the source of many mishaps. One has to go quietly, stage by stage, until the being is ready, and even then it is only the grace that can bring the real supramental change. The main difficulty of the physical consciousness is that it is unable, before it is transformed, of maintaining any tension of tapasya. It wants periods of assimilation, sinking back into the ordinary consciousness to rest. Also, there is a constant forgetfulness of what has been done, etc. Probably in 33 you were doing more tapasya and putting a strong control on yourself. At any rate, that was the state at one time. Afterwards, when you came down from the mental vital level, you let yourself go for a time, removing much of the control. Hence now you find the difficulty in re-establishing it, due to the habit of automatic repetition, which is a characteristic of the physical nature. You have now to get the control in a different way by the establishment of the peace and building the higher consciousness upon it, the spiritual control replacing that of mental tapasya. Whether by tapasya or surrender does not matter. The one thing is to be firm in setting one's face to the goal. Once one has set one's feet on the way, how can one draw back from it to something inferior? If one keeps firm, falls do not matter. One rises up again and goes forward. If one is firm towards the goal, there can be on the way to the divine no eventual failure. And if there is something within you that drives, as surely there is, falterings or falls or failures of faith make no eventual difference. One has to go on till the struggle is over, and there is the straight and open and thornless way before us.